Okay, so here's what I've noticed with the drones and orbs where I live in North Carolina. It seems like, and other people have said this before, right, that the drones are there to watch the orbs. I have seen this picture. I've been watching these for months now, although the orbs are pretty new. But it seems like there's like 4 or 5 of these orbs that sit in different places in the sky. And there's drones that circle around it, usually 1 or 2 sitting stationary on it and others circling.
Oh, something's going up real fast. A plane? I can't tell what it is. Whoa, is that moving quick? That could be a drone. I don't know what the hell that is. But that is quick. There's only one remaining right now. Whatever that green flashing one is, he moved quick around it to get it. Super quick. He's like right there with it. Oh, he's like right on it. Ooh, that whatever it was just shut down the drone, if that was a drone. Holy crap.
I am a disciple of the scientific methodology and principles. But later on in my career, when I left an element within the intelligence community and came back to the Department of Defense for a little while, um, that's when I was brought into a program where I learned the reality that your tax dollars, the American tax dollars, are being used to study UAP and quite aggressively, frankly. And I think the American public would be shocked to learn just how often these incursions are occurring over controlled U.S. airspace, over sensitive military installations, and even over our nuclear equities.
Give a little bit of depth and context to that for people. What kinds of incursions, how often, and what is the reason that they are not aware or not able to stop or not willing to admit?
Yeah, wow. Let me unpack a lot of that there. So, to the surprise of many, the U.S. government has been investigating UAP, or unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or in the vernacular UFO, for decades. Despite the public posturing that we don't look at these things are silly, tinfoil hats and whatnot, the truth of the matter is we've been looking at these things for a very long time, for decades. And what sets these things aside from anything else, let's say like quadcopters, or let's say conventional explanations like balloons, like we saw a few years ago, there's 5 performance characteristics that separate truly anomalous UAP from anything that we have on our current inventory. And we learned this when I was in the program. The program was called ATIP. It was at the Pentagon. It stood for the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, and it was a program to investigate UFOs, or now what we call UAP. And we found a lot. And a lot of folks now probably look back and they remember the famous Nimitz video, and then the Roosevelt incident videos, and the gimbal video, and Go Fast. Those all came as a result of our program that we were running at the Pentagon. And there was a lot of things there that we saw that really were quite perplexing. And to put the case in point here and emphasize what you're saying, what makes these things stand out, look different, and behave different, it's these 5 characteristics, right? You have vehicles. When you look at a human being, for example, Chris, we can experience for a very short period of time 9 G forces on the human body on average before we start suffering medical consequences like blackouts and redouts, and ultimately death. And that's why our pilots wear G suits. And in comparison to one of our very best, most highly maneuverable manned aircraft, it's older, but it's still one of the most highly maneuverable manned aircraft. That's the General Dynamics F-16. And that can handle at the unclassified level probably about 16 to 17 G forces before you start having structural failure, meaning the aircraft begins to disintegrate while you're flying it. What we are seeing are objects that are performing in excess of 1,000, 2,000, and 1,000 G-forces. So well beyond the healthy limitations of anything biologically to withstand, and certainly beyond the structural engineering limitations from an aerospace perspective that we know how to make. Also, to put that in comparison, another observable is hypersonic